Oops. Hello, everyone, and I'm jumping the gun with that a little bit. So here we go. I am Ben Pick, and thank you for joining me in Running to Write, where I normally give questionable writing advice through running metaphors, but have since switched over to productivity sprints. And there's some good chats in the comment section. So, oh boy, it has been a busy week, and I want to get started with a couple of things right off out of the front. First of all, last week, August 6th, was the anniversary of Falling Through, which was published 2022. So my book has been out there for 4 years now, which is awesome. Let me double check that. Let's see here. Was it 2022? I feel like it was 2022. Yep, 2022. First printing. Awesome. So yeah. Last week, Falling Through was published, 4 years prior, which is a really cool thing to say. And there's some debates about whether or not tonight is going to be the night of me finishing my zero draft of my work in progress, which is my 4th novel in my ongoing series. And so there's some debates about whether or not I'll make it. Of course, I finished it in the transition between last Monday and this Monday. So I really just wanted to knock it out. I had a lot of thoughts on how to improve it, and then I kept going back and tweaking it. But I have a completed version, which brings the total word count up to 8,375 words with 41 chapters, including an epilogue. And that is what book 4 looks like, which means that instead of doing writing, I'm going to be doing my productivity sprints, and I'm going to be focusing on editing. I have, each chapter starts off with roughly 10 pages of notes. So I want to read through what I currently have written and revise it as I go. So I'm going to read and edit, tweak things, tune it up, and hopefully incorporate in all of the various. I mean, I have multiple pages before the actual chapter starts of just to do this, and I need to go back and see if it makes sense for me to add things in, or how I want to focus on it, and whether or not it makes sense, or if I just leave it as an unfulfilled idea that I had in my head when I wanted to write this chapter originally, but now having finished the first draft, let's see if some of these comments to myself still make sense. Who knows? They may not. Sorry, 80,000. 80,000. I don't know what I said. 80,000 words. 80,375 words for the first draft. So yeah, that has been in the past week. It's been a busy one, very fulfilling, and lots of stuff going on with writing. I don't know. I felt inspired, so I wanted to finish the epilogue, get to the end, and then I guess on Saturday I had some ideas that I wrote down and finished things up. So I made some adjustments there. And on Sunday I had some ideas, so I made some adjustments there, which means that when I get back to that epilogue, I'm probably going to have some more adjustments. And it's not all about me. So I wanted to remind everyone that August is the writing challenge. There are a bunch of different other Authortubers who are supporting this. Jonathan Kaufman had a huge video about it about a week ago. He had Shannon on there and a couple of other, Mama Maggie was on there too. So a couple of other friends of the channel. And the Google Doc is here too. So this has some more information about it. But essentially, it is a way for people who are coming off of summer vacation. So for those who with families, for those who've been doing traveling over the summer, it's a way for you to, or for a way for all of us to hone in and refine our work and get back into the mindset of writing. Basically, there's 3 different tiers. So it is very open, and you can either write 80,000 words in a month, which is unlikely, or you can edit 80,000 words in a month. And so there are different tiers, different plans, and there are breakdowns in that Google document of what each of those means. But basically, it is a fun writing or editing challenge to motivate us to be productive during the month of August. So if you're out there, go check it out. Because it is a great way to incentivize yourself and others and sort of track your progress. So there's a leaderboard, and we are already 11 days into the month. Yeah, 11 days in the month. And so we'll be, if you haven't been tracking your writing, you will be behind, but you can just rocket forward and either compete against yourself or compete against others, and then try and get started on day 1 next year. But with that in mind, I'm going to probably do all 3 of the rain sprints today. So I want to get started really quickly, and let's go for it. So I will see you all in 30 minutes. I'm going to be editing the first chapter of my 4th novel, and I'll see you all on the other side of 30 minutes. And welcome back, everyone. I am about halfway through with the first chapter. It seems that I did a lot more than I thought in terms of descriptions to avoid talking head syndrome, which is wonderful. I didn't think I thought I would have much more to go in that regard, where I would have to just describe everybody physically and then incorporate that and weave it into the story. I still have a lot of to-do notes to add in, but I am well, in some ways I'm much better off than I thought. So cool. So I have a note to myself, and there we go. Now, in terms of, let's see, Miss Blogger, thank you for joining in as well. What is everybody working on? Ooh, working on the outline for your fiction, fantasy, and contemporary paranormal romance novel with instant love, forced proximity, and fated mate, true mate tropes. That's awesome. I think you were working on that last week as well, too. So I hope it's going very well, and I hope that you have what might be a very in-depth outline for what you want to work on. So good luck. And if you need support, if you need somebody to read something, we can definitely help you find. Now, as far as Richard's concerned, yeah, the One Piece Season 2 first look just dropped. It is going to be a lot of fun. I know it's Netflix. I know Netflix has some ups and downs, and especially after Season 1, a lot of shows drop off terribly. But my hope is that this is going to be a flagship show on Netflix, and so they will continue to throw all the money that they possibly can at it, because Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 looks amazing. One Piece can be a very over-the-top show, and to translate over-the-top anime, cartoon style into real world scenarios with actual weight behind each of those motions, it is difficult to say the least. And so I was phenomenally and pleasantly surprised with what they did and how they handle a lot of things in Season 1. Season 1 is by no means perfect. There are a lot of ways that things could be improved, and there were some places where you could noticeably see some of the cracks forming blatantly due to money issues. The final battle had some people basically just wearing fish masks, and you could see like where the mask didn't quite align. But overwhelmingly, I only have positive things to say about Season 1. And Season 2 looks like it's going to be more of the same, where it is continuing the story. It is, it is going into a part where I have a severe gap in what actually takes place. So I know I'd roughly watched most of the anime for what Season 1 had included. Obviously, I think I missed, I would watch basically one in every 10 episodes, and I would sort of figure out what was going on, because that's what anime is designed to do. It is obviously best enjoyed watching it from beginning to end, but if you miss a couple episodes here and there, it's very easy to pick things up just the way that it is formatted. And so Season 2 picks up where I know how they get from point A to point B. I know where they go to, but I don't know a lot of the individual details. So I'm excited to learn what happens. Yeah, I do enjoy being pleasantly surprised by my own writing. Oh, well, thank you for that, Richard. I do try to support other writers by doing things like reading their works. And it is a little bit selfish at the same time because while reading dozens, hundreds of other people's works, I also improve my own craft. I also improve my own skills. Now, I'm obviously not going to take somebody else's style, but I can include some ideas and incorporate it into my own at times. And let's see here. Yep, we are getting some spicy food tonight, which should be pretty good. Nice. Richard, that's awesome. Oops. Yeah, there we go. 95% complete. Way to go. Way to go. I think you're still 10, 20,000 words away. Maybe more. My math is bad. 25,000 words. I know you showed me where you were your progress. My phone is upstairs. Yeah. So you're 25,000 words away, give or take. So that is funny that that's only 5%. So you are going to end up with quite a thick book at the end of this. Oh, 13,000 words. Okay, good, good, good. Sorry, I thought you were originally planning to go for the 25K, 250K mark. But I'm glad to see that you are kind of short a little bit. And with that, let's get round 2 underway. So I will see you all on the other side of 20 minutes, and hopefully you will be outlining or writing or reading or doing whatever you want to do to feel productive on a Monday night. And honestly, if you want to just sit there and watch a TV show and then come back in 20 minutes, perfectly fine too. I will see you all in 20. And welcome back. Let's see here. Oh boy, we got a whole bunch of things. Okay. So Richard, you are working on that and you have I'm sure, a very in-depth spreadsheet that tells you exactly how many words it's going to be. Cool, cool, cool. I had an initial goal with estimates for each of the chapters, but once I started writing that goal, everything just went out the window and I kind of just readjusted the plans. I'm glad that you made a plan and are actually sticking to it. That is surprisingly rare for writers. So more power to you. And interesting. So yeah, epilogues, take it or leave it, depends on what the story needs. So if you want to write it, if you want to include it in there, go for it. If not, if the story has a solid ending, then you don't need an epilogue. Let's see. You could improve your predictions accuracy by inputting word counts of all scenes into the spreadsheet. I do actually have that. So, well, it's really dumb. My goal for each chapter was 1,500 words, so 1,500. And then I have the actual word count, which is vastly different. And so, yeah. My goal is 1,500 words, and then the actual, I adjust from there. Or if I'm already at 1,500 words, then I'll make a different estimate for it. I think the only sections that were less, there's a part that I've described is being towards the end of the story where there's kind of like a pyramid where you have just very quick switches between the characters. And so for each of those chapters, I only had the goal as being 1,000 words. But even then, I write quite a bit. So let's see. Of those 11 chapters, 11 this bunch of 11 chapters. I guess about half of them are, well, 2/3 are between the 900 to 1,200 range, and then the others, the remaining 5 or so, 4 or so, I don't know. I'm doing mental math here. 4 or so are 1,600 above, and then 2 of them are 2,000 or above. So I don't know. I have a rough plan. I never really stick to plans very well when it comes to writing, so that is it. I write like a runner. I apparently write the entire. Yeah, and whatever writing method works for you works. I used to be very, very rigid in how I planned and how I wrote and how I did this, then the other thing. And then my entire style has changed. So let's see, Miss Blogger. Yeah, I'm working on my 4th novel. It is, I don't know, loosely urban fantasy, I guess, if you're going along with these. But let me see here. This one. Yep, this one behind me. There are definitely more and more moments of science fiction thrown in. I don't know. I'll keep saying that's urban fantasy until somebody tells me otherwise. Yes. Oh boy. I don't even want to think. Let's see. Pirates of the Caribbean came out in 2003. I don't know. I was just listening to a podcast about the making of it, which was really fascinating. And yeah, it's a wonderful movie. It's longer than you'd think. It's about 2 hours, 15 minutes, I think. But it is just nonstop fun adventure. If you like One Piece, if you like Pirates of the Caribbean, or vice versa, check the other one out. The mileage will vary, but the first movie at least is a lot of fun. Then they start doing some world building when there really shouldn't have been, and jump way too many sharks. I think there is a point where somebody actually jumps over a shark. Won't be surprised. But the first movie is wonderful. Yeah, I know we are old. I have apparently my 20-year-old high school reunion is coming up soon, which is something that I have mixed feelings about. A couple of the friends who I really wanted some of the people who are like the only people I really wanted to see, everyone else is just kind of like, hey, it's cool. We went to high school together 20 years ago. But some of the people who I actually wanted to see, I don't think they'll be able to make it. So it's going to be kind of, I don't know. I guess it'll be good to catch up with people. I can try to be social. I don't have very high expectations for how things will go, but hopefully they won't go the worst way. Yeah, it is a shame a little bit, but I'm in contact with them, so I figure I'll just try and meet up with them and actually have like a small gathering of friends and our associated families. So it might be a little more, I guess, meaningful than just hanging out with a whole bunch of hundreds of people all at the same place. No, I'm probably not planning on mentioning that I'm writer at my reunion. I don't know. Probably won't even. I mean, I don't see how I'll get around that, but I probably will try not to mention where I work and whatnot. I don't know. If I haven't really kept up with anyone in 20 years, well, sorry. There's one friend I've kept up with since graduating high school, and everyone else kind of just fell by the wayside. And I don't know. I mean, I've done those what has your life been like for the past 20 years conversations, and they are awkward at best, small talk at worst. I don't know. I'm not very excited for the idea of it. I still want to go, show up. I don't know. I hope I'll be pleasantly surprised, but I have very low expectations. And we will see how. No, I'm obviously going to talk to people. I just don't really care. I don't know. I want to go. I want to say hi to people. There are people who I'm hoping will be there, but like, I mean, I've already mentioned to you the two people who I would have really liked to see, and it seems like they aren't going to be showing up. So, free food probably not. We're going to an actual place, so I think that we have to get the food there. I don't know. Either way, I'm not too concerned. Well, I'll talk about hobbies. Okay, first of all, we were at a barbecue this past weekend where all everyone talked about was their hobbies, but not like a wide array of hobbies. It was one specific hobby. And if you think I talk about running too much in my books, in here, whatever forum, I mean, aside from knowing specific people who were the hosts of this barbecue, basically the only thing that people had in common there was that we were runners. Almost every conversation had running involved in it in some way, which was fun. But yeah, I mean, I can talk about plenty of my hobbies. I mean, I can talk about, well, I'm probably not going to mention this at my reunion, but how I'm driven by spite to just go out there with a claw and pick up trash across my street, which I did for 5 hours yesterday. And unfortunately, on my run this morning, there was a fresh batch of trash, which I also cleaned up. So we had another, I don't know, 2.5 gallons of trash that I just picked up and ran and threw in a dumpster on my morning run this morning. So it was a running fundraiser. Yes, I know it was a running fundraiser, but like there are other things that people can talk about aside from running. Anyways, I'm going to get started on the third and final productivity sprint because we're actually doing 3 today. Since I'm in a good mood, I'm excited and I want to be productive. So I will do this last sprint and then we can call it a day and I will get some dinner. So hopefully, Richard, you're gaining some writing. Adriana, hopefully you're reading or relaxing. Miss Blogger, hopefully you are outlining. Okay. Yeah, help yourself. Get started without me. I'm going to be running over a little bit on time anyways. So I will see you all in 20 minutes and then I'll do a quick outro and we will call it a day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I am going to copy this. And let's see. Oh. There we go. So let's see here. We've got this. And my official word count for this chapter. Let's see if I went up or down in terms of edits. So we are at 3,400 words. So we did, in fact, go up by about 100. 3,405, up from 3,278. So I gained about 100 words, which is, I don't know, neither good nor bad, but it is good and worth tracking. Eva, thank you for joining us, and I wish you a wonderful evening. And for everyone else, thank you for joining in. Richard, Miss Blogger, Adriana. It's time for dinner, so I will see you all next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming up soon, I'm going to have another one of those off weeks where I'm probably going to be doing either Monday and Friday or Monday and Saturday. I'm still trying to figure it out, what works best with my schedule. And so for right now, I wish you all a wonderful, happy Monday, happy Tuesday if it's late enough for you, Richard. Thank you for joining in. And I will see you all in a week. Take care, and let's keep being productive together. Thank you for helping keep me honest and work on my ongoing project, my 4th novel. It's been wonderful completing that book with you, and I will continue to do so and continue to edit it. So have a wonderful night and take care. See you in a week.